Hey guys, welcome to the pod. Today we're going to discuss another trade target for the Portland Trailblazers. This time coming from the Houston Rockets out of LSU, 6'8" forward Tari Eason.
Tari, Eason.
Tari
That's
Eason.
too many vowels. I don't I don't know if I know that name. Is it a real name?
It is a real guy. He's having a decent year. Take a look at his stats.
They're not blowing me away. Bolton, can you convince me on this one?
Sure. So, as with all potential trade candidates with the Blazers are looking for young players to add to their core or picks. In this instance, it's a young player drafted last year. He's a wing, defensive wing. He kind of reminds me of a Sohan from the Spurs. Uh, Looking down Houston's roster, if you kind of slot in their positions, um, whether it's veterans or young guys, they kind of have like players at every position already. They've got Shangun and Jabari Smith locking down the forward spots. They have Cam Whitmore, who's been on the rise, and he's starting to play more. I still am sad that he dropped all the way to 20. I really wanted him with the Blazers' 23rd pick this year. And you got Jalen Green and Fred Van Vliet's holding down the point still.
Don't forget Dylan Brooks.
Dylan Brooks. So they got a lot of players who need minutes, and I think that there's going to be an odd man out, specifically between Tari Eason and Cam Whitmore. And with Cam Whitmore being on a rookie deal, and like I said, starting to kind of prove himself and play more, one of those guys is going to get squeezed, and I think it's going to be Tari Eason. And here's the other side of the coin. It's been rumored already that the Rockets may be interested in a couple of Portland Trailblazers, namely Malcolm Brogdon and Robert Williams, because the Ime Udoka connection.
Mm.
And so that was coming out of Real GM a couple days ago. So if you kind of just already think of a framework between these two teams, whether that's having to include Robert Williams because you're not sure what's going on with his knee, if it's ever going to be right. You have a coach in Ime Udoka who might be willing to take that gamble because he's coached him effectively in the past, and he has coached Malcolm Brogdon. So it's the Celtics connections. Actually, he didn't coach Malcolm Brogdon; he coached Robert Williams. But um, the point still stands that the Rockets say that they're interested in Malcolm Brogdon. So all in all, I mean, you can already see a potential trade package there. Tari Eason is a defensive wing. He's got size. He's 6'8", and he's not going to, like you said, his counting stats aren't going to wow you right away, but he's young. He's long. We need that kind of physical presence that he brings. He's very physical.
His stats
And
aren't bad.
his
Nine
stats
and
aren't bad, yeah.
7 for a guy who's coming off the bench and not getting a ton of minutes. It's not the worst stats in the world.
Yeah, he's young and he's what, 22, 23,
22.
22. So fits with the timeline. Young player that could get his minutes squeezed out. Malcolm Brogdon and Robert Williams could be on the move, and Houston's interested. So all those reasons are why Tari Eason would be a good trade candidate, in my opinion. I don't think that the price would be astronomical, and I think it's realistic. So that's kind of where I'm at.
I'm a trade noob here. I'm just curious with the salaries to match salaries. If we were giving up Brogdon, getting back a rookie deal with Eason, Blazers would probably have to take on some salary, right? So like a Jeff Green or a Boban or something like that coming back.
Those are
Okay.
the kinds of guys you'd be looking at. And they have some piecemeal smaller contracts that
I
can
like
be thrown
Aaron. I
in.
like Aaron Holiday. He played well in the game against the Blazers. I really like the look of him. He reminded me of his cousin. Is that right? I think it's his cousin's Drew. Smaller, miniature version of him. He looked fit. He looked like a well-built guard who kind of made some heady plays.
We need another guard, Kirby. So I like
Always.
that.
Four guard lineup. We're chasing the dream. We're chasing the 4 or 5 guard lineup.
I guess I would just say that it would be kind of a bummer if we traded Brogdon and Robert Williams and all we got back was Tari, Eason, and Boban. That would be a pretty big failure of the Damian Lillard trade if that's where we ended up.
Yeah, when you
Or
put it
of
that
the
way,
Drew
that's
Holiday trade specifically. But
that is a little tough. It'd be nice to. What do you think about? Do you think they'd include like a second rounder or something in there? Not that that's a.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I don't think that that's. I'm just saying the framework. You can already see it. There could be more teams involved, more players, more picks. Some other players on the Blazers could get shipped as well still, and I just think that that would be a good young asset as far as a player goes that could fit with the core. And I do think you're underselling him a little bit, Riley. I think that while he's not like a finished player,
Boban? Underselling Boban?
oh, you can't undersell Boban. Boban's a legend, but I think that he's not a finished product yet. But like I said, in my opinion, in the mold of like a Sohan, who's kind of more widely known around between us three, I guess. But yeah, I would just say it's a guy that has good upside, is a big wing, and good defender that you could add to the roster. Obviously, you want a shooter, you want shooters surrounding your young guys, but 36% from three this year, that's not bad. That's like league average. So I think it'd be a good swing to take. And maybe that's not the crown jewel of the Dame trade, but some of those other pieces are still falling through. The Warriors pick watch is still, it's hovering around the 9th pick or the 10th pick. That's a pretty good pick to get back when you're trading away a superstar player to a contending team. So just keep in mind, there's still other pieces at bay here. And I think that this would be a good guy to target.
I do
Let
like
us know.
his
And then
size. I like his size and I like his position. So
Oh,
you know,
that's good.
yeah. But I do have a little bit of a concern that maybe we're almost going too defense heavy at some point. Like we've had this problem of having a lot of shooters and no defense for so long, and now I'm starting to wonder where our points are going to come from. It can't all be Anthony. So I don't know. Eventually, we need someone who can actually put some balls and some hoops in addition to playing good defense.
I'd say Shaden is on the trajectory of being that guy when he gets minutes.
I wonder how Brogdon would feel about going to the Rockets. I still feel like he'd want to go to a contender, but maybe reuniting with Udoka would be good enough for him, at least for the rest of the year. Let us know down in the comments whether you like this trade. Let us know if there's any other, potential trades floating out there that you guys would like us to break down. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Like